we had a female math teacher. Her name was actually Lady Bell. But she was here for a year, and then her husband got transferred. She went. Then we hired Mr. Helton, and Mr. Helton was here for years and years and years. And then he transferred, and then we got Miss Prater. But he had a student actually stand in the back of his class with the cell phone, holding up the cell phone and recording a couple classes. So this is a lot better than having one of you guys stand in the back of the class. But hey, you do what you got to do, right? Okay, so we got 2 sections left and we're done. The first one is leasing a vehicle. What is leasing? If you're leasing something, what are you doing? Say what? You're paying for it. I'll give you that. But when you lease a vehicle, what's the difference between leasing and buying? It's a contract. Okay, yeah, you're not wrong.
It's like a set time.
The first time I ever heard the term leasing and knew somebody that leased a car, I worked at Exxon. We had a good job there, so don't get me wrong. This is. I had a good job, but we had a guy pull up in a car that was nice, a lot nice. I mean, we had a good job and you get good cars, but he pulled up in a car that was well above the price range we could afford. And I'm like asking, okay, how did you get that car? I mean, yeah, we got a good job, but that's a nice car. And he talked about leasing. I started looking into it. Leasing is like a long-term rent. You can actually lease a car and you can get it for a pretty good price. Again, it all depends on stuff. There's a couple stipulations on it. Anybody live in a rental apartment or a rental house, or your parents live in one? Okay, when you rent a house, you sign a contract, a lease agreement. You pay a deposit up front, and you pay monthly rent. And the rules are you got to meet certain requirements. And then at the end of the rent, you turn in the keys. Hopefully you get your deposit back. Normally you don't, but hopefully you get your deposit back. And then you walk away and the house is not yours or the apartment's not yours. Lease for a car is the same thing. The car is not mine. So at the end of the term, however long the term is, I turn the keys in and I walk away. I don't have to worry about selling the car. I don't have to worry about getting rid of the car. I'm done. I'm walking away. It's not my car. I can't do anything with it. There's 2 types of leases. One is called, it depends on where you're looking here. The close-in lease is when I'm done with the lease, I give the keys, I walk away. That's it. The open-end lease, at the end of the lease, I walk up and I'm giving them keys back and say, do you want to buy the car? And if you say yes, then they tell you a residual value, which is more, and you pay for the car and it's yours now. So close-in lease, I walk away. The benefits of a lease is, again, you got to look at the contract on a lease. Every contract's different. The benefits of a lease are oftentimes the maintenance is covered. As long as you don't do anything stupid like take a Mercedes-Benz and try to 4-wheel down in the Red River down there, as long as you meet the requirements and you keep the maintenance up on the vehicle and you keep it properly turned in and whatever, they will handle the major maintenance. Again, look at the lease agreement. Sometimes there is limited mileage. You're only allowed to drive 10,000 miles a year. You're only allowed to drive, 1,000 miles a month, whatever. So you got to look at that. And if you drive over, it's like anything else, they'll charge you more. Okay? So the lease agreements are there. The formula is you're going to make monthly payments. You make monthly payments. You're gonna have to put down a deposit. Now, for this assignment, we're assuming you're not getting the deposit back. In the real world, hopefully you will. But since it's a math class, you're gonna include the deposit in the total amount you pay. Hopefully you get it back in the real world. You don't know. You will have to pay for a title, and you do have to pay for a licensing fee for the car. Registration and title. So just like you own the car, it's still gotta do that. So you still gotta pay for all this. The amount of the payment is gonna be cheaper, normally cheaper per month than if you buy the car. Okay, so keep in mind that. So question number 1, if I can write on this, I may not be able to. Kara Green leased a convertible by making a $3,000 deposit. Okay. Pays $349 per month. For 36 months. Take it. Okay. $80 title fee. And license fee of $112.86. Okay. So you plug in the answers and you get what it costs to lease the car. It's simple. Now there is an algebra. Question number 3. They're looking for the number of payments. So you would solve for number of payments, but everything else is the same. And then the last one is, question 4 through 10 on the front. It asks for total payments. I'm looking for this for the total payments. Number of payments times the amount. And then for the total lease is everything. Okay, so that would be 4 through 10. Total payments is just the payments, monthly payments. Now, if I want to buy the car, take whatever the lease amount is that you paid, and you add what is called the residual cost. So to buy it is going to be more expensive than to lease it. So question number 10, when you lease, you're going to do the whole math, and then to buy it, you're going to take what you got plus the residual value. Question number 10, residual is $15,446. Because they're not going to have just one payment on residual. It's going to be a big chunk. Okay. Anybody's got any questions? I'm going to reboot the stupid computer. If anybody's got any questions, let me know. After break, we'll do rental, and we're done on the chapter.